gonna have to do something out here.
Yes, I did say I have to piss him myself.
Way too hot.
Yeah, I was saying like also I have to go piss, so I also have to go do something. Is what I was basically saying.
See if you can't invest in like one of those ductless AC units or something down the road. You can get some that aren't too crazy expensive. I mean, they are still expensive. They're like $2,500, $3,000.
Have you tried those little desktop things that you put the water sponge on and blows cool air on you?
They have ones now where you actually have like a little reservoir where you put like ice water in it. And
I was worried about the sound. I just thought it'd be too loud, like a fan.
They're loud, but they're not like a fan loud.
But
they're just like a low hum.
But like, we use this as a guest room too on the other side, like, and it is just way like for people who don't like how cold we keep it in our house, then that's fine. Like my in-laws, like I swear my father-in-law just is like totally against using his air conditioning. But his house is so hot. But we keep our house so cold, so I'm like, I get it. Whenever people come out here in the garage, it's a little bit better. But right now, it's hot. I am sweating out here. It is so bad right now.
Yeah, the only thing I could even think of is look into investing in maybe a ductless AC unit.
Well, we only put, I think, one vent out here too. I wonder if we just need to cut some more vents out here to get some more air, because there's only one. Yeah, there's only one vent in our whole garage to pull.
Well, honestly, ceiling fan. You're probably not even pushing much air out there from that vent. You really not.
One more vent and a ceiling fan.
You need a return, yeah.
Yeah,
you need a pull in and a push out.
So. We have that.
A return. We do have a return. Yeah, we made sure that we got a return.
But that one little vent is probably not pushing a lot.
I think we just need more vents.
A lot of big rooms have multiple vents. So.
Look up Arctic Air Pure Chill. It's like a little desktop thing. You put ice water in the reservoir and it blows cold air on you. And it's pretty quiet. It wouldn't. It's not like a fan blowing into the mic.
It's a swamp cooler.
Yeah.
That's basically
that's what it feels like out here right now.
And it fucked up on him. So.
Oh.
I
don't have air.
We used one in my daughter's room for almost a full year.
Yeah. Like I said, the only thing I could think of is, maybe like a ductless AC unit.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing about it though too is like we have our cubes.
Yeah, we
built up
a mini split. Yeah.
We have our cubes built up also. So like there's like she is on the opposite side of the vent.
Yeah, you're getting
so like she gets zero circulation back there, and like after seeing it and all that, now it's like okay, yeah, and now that I know how to do all that shit, I could probably throw one up there. But
that's part of the reason I hate being back here at night. Because
one more duct and a ceiling fan would help so much.
Those ductless AC units, they're not crazy expensive, but they're also, like I said, not cheap. They're about
we almost did that in my office. Because, we just did the extension. We were deciding between a mini split or just putting a vent out there. And ultimately we opted for the vent because it was cheaper. But my office is it's like a, what was it? It's probably 11 and a half by 7.
Oh yeah,
it's like a lot smaller.
It's very small. So
you're probably 2-car garage,
right? Mm-hmm. So my one little office, I've got that one vent that blows right on me, so it's nice and cool. I get chilly out there even, but out here, it's like miserable out here.
You can get mini splits for the size of rooms too. They're a little bit smaller, but they work really well.
Is your garage door insulated?
Yeah,
ish. Okay. We bought those inserts, so we didn't. It's not like a permanent insulation. We bought those inserts you put on it, and so they just him and my dad recently fixed it because the over time the wind had kind of opened it to where cracks around the top were forming, and so it was.
We retension the garage door.
They retension the garage door, yeah. So, but it still feels like it's hotter than it was before, and it's just so damn hot outside. Plus the lack of air out here that it's just not helping.
Yeah.
And that garage door probably catches all that most of the day heat too.
It sets on that side.
Yeah. So the
you get
hottest part
that
of the day
setting
and the sun is
sun.
beaming
Yep.
in the garage. So yeah.
So it
Yeah.
rises on the side where my office is on the back of our house because that's where I get all the sun in the beginning of the day, and then it sets on the front of our house, on the garage. So anytime after like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when it starts getting hot as fuck out here.
Yeah. Well, and then you get the freaking PC going too.
Yeah, 2 PCs.
Yep. All the electronics moving around, and that's more heat. That's like this room here I'm in it was supposed to be a storage room. So there's no vents in here for the central air or anything like that. So if I close the door, me and my PCs, everything heats up in here so much that it gets so unbearably hot.
Yeah.
Like it actually makes my GPU and my CPU temperatures rise like a lot.
Yeah, I get a performance kill in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm in a spare room, so I literally have a ceiling fan right above me, freezing my ass off right now.
I'm in my bedroom. My bed's literally right there.
I'm so miserable right now.
Turn on a black light. He's like,
don't want to do
that. No.
See how clean you really are.
Oh my gosh.
Look like a murder scene in there.
Ew.
Like, what's that on the ceiling fan?
I feel like looking around, look up, like, oh my god.
Oh no.
Have you seen when they did that in like hotel rooms and shit?
Oh god, I don't even want to think about it, dude.
Bro. I didn't even know you could write your name with that shit.
She wants to spit her drink out.
I don't even want to think about it, dude. Oh, the comforter that's on the hotel bed.
That almost came out of your nose, babe.
Yeah.
Just don't think about it. Yeah.
Just don't think about it.
Oh,
Yeah. Kick
man.
the comforter. They put the duvet or whatever they put on the top of the bed. Just kick that off onto the ground. You don't want none of that. That thing never
Especially
gets
here
washed.
in Vegas, at the hotels in Vegas.
God.
Bro.
I couldn't imagine how much cum gets dumped in that town overnight, man.
Like the sewer system in that place is amazing. Condoms, like nothing. Just those toilets suck those things down.
It's like they're like scraping off the screens. Like,
in Clark County here, in Vegas and everything, it's prostitution is not legal. They do not have brothels or anything like that here at all.
I mean, that's good.
But there's
always
escorts out the ass.
Yeah,
they have the Bunny Ranch, bro. Come on now.
That's up by Reno, Carson
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Mm.
They used to have this place called Pigs in Space.
I saw something about that place. It was like a legal loophole or something like that, or whatever.
What, the Bunny Ranch?
Or what?
Yeah.
I don't even know
I'm
what
not
that
sure.
No,
It's based.
normal brothel. It'd probably legal where it was at.
Depends on where it was.
In that county.
That is the country's first profession.
I mean, that's one of the oldest professions, sure.
I mean, you can go up the highway here.
That's what I meant to say.
My county,
Okay,
which is
unpopular
literally
opinion
the next
here.
county over.
However,
go to one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, probably, given that I'm the only female in the group too. I don't understand why prostitution is illegal. And here's why. Because if you want to do that, again, I'm a huge advocate for doing whatever you want, right? Like, I feel like we should have that choice, right? I feel like men should have that choice too if that's what they want to do. Like, why are we regulating what people can do with their own bodies in their own time, that has no effect on anyone else?
well,
It doesn't.
it can.
I mean, it can. It can.
Yes, it can. Yeah, the
But
diseases.
those are personal choices. You can get diseases from relationships with people who aren't faithful. I mean, like.
Yeah.
I have no issue with it in a bit of a safer setting. Nothing is ever safe for 100%. But
Well,
in the safer setting in a brothel, I have no issues with it.
Yeah.
Because
where
they
it's
have to be
regulated.
tested weekly
They're
or
tested,
whatever.
regulated.
They have to
pay
wear
tax.
contraceptive. It's regulated. All that stuff is regulated.
Yeah.
Now on the street, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be allowed.
Yeah. You're basically, you don't know what you're buying at that point, I think.
I think they do that just for the. I think they do that for disease regulation, is what it is.
No, they do it for tax. Like MT said,
it's money.
The government doesn't get paid for
this
it,
is true,
right?
but
it's like
but
weed.
they're saying the same thing, right? I was just going to say they're saying the same thing about marijuana. If we legalize it, there won't be as many, people breaking the law. Well, that's not true. The same amount of people are going to be doing the exact same thing. You just made it legal for them to do the same thing they've been doing the entire time. So sure, they're not breaking the law anymore, but it doesn't actually reduce the number of people that are doing it or how many times they're doing it.
You can say that about any law.
Exactly.
It's
I
true.
mean, if you legalize it, sure, it's gonna the rates are gonna go down because you legalize the shit they're already doing. But I don't know. I guess it's
if they federally legal,
it's a risk you take, right? Like I feel like at what point do we just allow some people to take on their own risk? Like same thing with relationships. I've literally just heard someone the other day. I'm not going to talk about who it was because it was told to me in confidence, but someone who thought they were in a monogamous relationship and went to the OBGYN and tested positive for an STD. Obviously, it wasn't as monogamous as they thought it was. So, I mean, I don't know.
I'm with AG. But if they do legalize it, it will be regulated just like everything else that they legalize.
At least then it would be treated fairly like everything else. I just feel like we shouldn't be telling women if that's what they want to do, that they can't do it.
I just find it weird.
Don't agree with that.
I find it weird that you can't pay for sex unless you videotape it.
Facts. That's what I was just about to get at. The adult industry,
and people make money off of it.
This is a different set of tax rules then. You're running a business. You're running an entertainment business.
If I pay a chick to have sex and videotape it and then put it on my personal Pornhub channel and monetize off, get monetary value off of it, there is no tax. There's still no tax unless it
you have to claim it on your income tax if you make a certain amount of money.
You make money, you gotta claim it. But you can probably write off that
all of
payment.
The camera and a whole bunch of other stuff.
You can write off your equipment as assets just like you can with like
the
live
hotel
content streaming.
Yeah, I was gonna say now, if you do it in
OnlyFans?
your home, like a lot of those places, they do it at their house. They got a big house. Could you write off your house as a tax write-off?
A portion of it, yeah.
Pornhub.
Yes.
You can. Whatever square footage you use, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Same with
Same thing
content.
with an office.
Same
with your Twitch stuff. Do you
Twitch? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you claim that part of the square footage that you use for your gaming area?
Yes.
I do.
Because you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can.
And same with
office,
gifted subs. You can do it with gifted subs too. It's advertisement. It's
It's
advertisement.
advertisement.
Oh shit.
Gifted subs. Anytime you gift subs to another channel or your own channel, that's an advertisement. If you do giveaways, you can, as long as you keep very good books,
you can write that up. Yeah,
you can write that shit off. I've upgraded my PC with a new GPU. Guess what? That shit's a write-off.
Writing it off.
Oh yeah,
that's the only thing I use it for is this.
Even games.
Yes,
the
you can write off games.
For buying games, we always write those off because we stream them.
Yeah, all your emotes, all your sub badges, all that shit, same thing.
Yeah, it's all marketing. Yeah.
Yep, you can for sure.
All the tissues.
All the tissues.
Yeah, the tissues in the Lubriderm.
Office supplies.
I figured office supplies. Yeah.
I would think that
I mean, they put the office supplies.
If you're running like an OnlyFans or a Pornhub or something, and you need a lot of tissues, I mean, if you make over $600 in the year off that, I mean, you could probably write that shit off.
Your indoor hot tub.
So what you're saying is I can write off the payment for the fluffer, but how do I write that down? Like
employee,
fluffer,
employee.
Okay.
Do you have an paid employee?
With your internet, MT.
Yeah.
Internet.
Some of your internet, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has
we
to
write
be,
off.
The internet's a little tricky because if you use the internet in your home personally, and
Yeah.
it's
It's a
not
portion.
separate,
I claim a
It's tough.
portion. Yeah.
Percentage.
I
That
do
one's a
a
little tricky.
percentage.
Mhm.
Well, see, like she's got a whole secondary cell phone line
Yeah.
or whatever. So, because like on the iPhones, the newer ones, you can do 2 different SIMs, so you can have 2 different numbers or whatever. So she's got a secondary number, and that whole entire line gets written off every year.
Fluffer tax.
The fluffer tax is mints. A lot of mints.
A lot of mints.
But yeah, all that-
75%. Yeah.
I think I do 50 for our internet, and that's because if you actually look at the amount of time we spend at home using our internet for entertainment purposes, it's actually significantly less than what I use it for work, because it's only in the evenings and on the weekends. If you think 40 hours a week
Yeah.
on it, I mean, I'm using it now. JC is homeschooled now, so I try to take that into account too. So we use the internet for like her homeschool and stuff, but for the most part, it's just me at home using the internet for work during the day.
And can't you write off the homeschool stuff too, though?
No, not homeschool. No.
Okay.
The easiest way to do this is to go in and look at, if you have a router, you can look at data per IP. And you can identify what your MAC code is for each of the machines that you use, and also identify the IP that it uses and how much data it uses, so you can figure out how much of a percentage it is that you're actually using as a whole. Let's say you have 1 terabyte in a month or whatever, and you use 700 of that for your business. And you can attribute it to, like, for audit purposes, you can go in and prove and show that this machine, this business machine, is what is using all of that data, that 700 or whatever, megabytes of data per month. Then it's easy to write that shit off.
That would be easy for us because my work computer that's all I use it for is work. I don't have anything else on it, and I don't do anything else with it. And like I said, during the day, it's just me and JC here. So honestly, the 2 that would be used the most would be her computer or phone, and my computer, my work computer.
We could probably write off about 75% of our internet just in.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
Between Twitch and
I only do
business.
50, but
Yeah. But I'm just saying total. I think we claim probably about 75% of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about that when they run it as a personal business or even like an LLC or something like that they're entitled to do just because they don't know.
I actually did a Instagram post on that a while back or around tax time because, I was trying to think about content ideas for myself as a web designer that's not directly like web design stuff. And I was like, well, I was an accountant for 12 years. So, yeah, I mean, that's stuff I can talk about. So I did a couple of posts about it. Was actually, did any of y'all ever watch, what was that? What is that show with the guy? It's like the really rich family that finds themselves like
Beverly Hillbillies?
No.
you know what I'm talking about? He's all over TikTok.
It's hilarious. The
Well,
comedy,
I won't be doing
right?
any of that. Yeah. Well, I won't be doing any of that. Thank you.
Yeah, they found themselves in like dire straits, and no, it's another.
So they're in this small town. This guy, he's a gay guy. He's hilarious comedian. Oh my God. What show is that? We tried to get into it. But anyway, he starts a business and he's talking to his dad and his dad comes home and he's like bought all of this shit. And he's like, yeah, there's this thing where if you buy this stuff and it's for your business, you just write it off. And he's like explaining it to his dad and his dad's like, well, who pays for it? And he's like, nobody. You write it off. Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
I literally have an Instagram post about it. If you look at my Instagram,
Creek,
my work Instagram, because he's like, well, then who pays for it? Nobody. You write it off.
Yeah. Schitt's Creek. That's a fucking hilarious show, actually. The Kardashians. Oh, Jesus. I don't even get started on them.
It was funny, like when Bear Pig like hit it big with the YouTube and all that stuff, like when it really started gaining traction or whatever, he made a post about his taxes
Mhm.
or whatever, and how much that he owed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you got to look
He
at
didn't
it.
know you needed to pay quarterly taxes after
You should, yes.
I'm pretty sure he was well in the six figures of what he owed in taxes.
Yeah.
You know, like because you know the significant amount. Like he was talking about it, and he never came out and said it, but I just deduced that it was that six figure, and he was talking about it on a stream too after the post, and I was like,
Well,
quarterly taxes, and he said, yes, I'm doing that now.
Yeah. If you figure a lot of Twitch is royalty, it's put into a royalty category, which is a significantly higher percentage of tax that you have to pay.
It's like what,
so
35,
like subscribers, 40%? Yeah, it's up in the 30% range. So if you sort somewhere around 30% of whatever you earn as tax and you pay that, you should be okay. If you make $300,000 in a year off making content and you're not paying a quarterly tax equal to about $25,000 per quarter, you're probably gonna be fucked at the end of the year.
Yes.
Especially if you used a lot of that to like buy other things or
if
upgrade,
you didn't save it.
or you didn't save it. Yeah, you're fucked. Like you're gonna have a fat tax bill.
Yeah. Well, because writing shit off at the end or whatever is not that bad.
Nah, there's a lot of things you can write off.
Why are you smacking my pussy around?
I was wondering. I was like, did a dog just jump up on the chair? What did she smack off?
It was my cat. Okay, how do I share my screen? I'm going to show you all this clip.
Just hit share screen.
It's the little computer screen with an arrow.
With the arrow.
Okay,
it's
but does it have to be on the same monitor as
Okay,
Discord?
so hit share.
Yeah, you'll pick.
There your screen.
And then the one that has the video on it, that's the one you need to hit share on.
All right, we good?
Y'all can see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yay! Okay.
Got to turn the volume up, though. Oh, we have no volume.
Is that too much?
No, we don't have any.
I have it.
You have it? I don't have it.
You hit unmute.
Oh, fuck.
On her stuff.
Okay, I'll back it up. Y'all tell me when.
Okay. Try it again.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's a write-off?
Yeah.
Do you even know what a write-off is?
Yeah. It's when you buy something for your business and the government pays you back for it.
Oh, and who pays for it?
Nobody. You write it off.
Who writes it off?
I don't know. The write-off people. What? Why are we having this conversation?
So if I need booze to get through my day, I can just write that off?
That's a stretch.
But the skincare products you got this morning, those are a write-off.
What skincare products? You purchased skincare products?
Okay. I am the face of the company. If I have acne, what does that say about the legitimacy of the store?
That's not a write-off. That's not a write-off. This? Not a write-off.
Oh, well, the betting's non-refundable, so...
David, a write-off is a business expense used to reduce your taxable income.
Okay, well then, why isn't it called a tax write-off?
It is! It is! You can't just buy things for yourself and write them off.
Well, then I'll return some things. There's not enough space in here for the massage chair anyway.
I should get back to work, just in case any more of your packages arrive.
Yes, facts. That's called a shit streak, yes. It's a hilarious
Now just hit the share screen at the bottom again, babe, and it'll shut it down.
Stop. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
That is hilarious. That dude is so funny.
Okay.
No one. You. I did.
Ew.
That way.
Yeah, people that do giveaways and stuff too. You can write off giveaways. It's like advertising. Or
So
if you
going back-
sponsor a tournament, for example, you can write that off.
Well, that's just like contributing to charities and all that bullshit too.
Yeah. I've sponsored.
Yeah, I used that. I can't remember what all things but I think I did like a top something list on there. And I used that as the cover of the guys are real or whatever. Like, in case you didn't know, these are things you can write.
Yeah.
Business.
Fucking article.
The great thing for me though too is that I can have mine set up as like a personal business, so it actually can reduce your personal tax liability from your main income.
So that's if you are. So if you file as an LLC and you
Just
opt
separate,
for right, so that was just like a Schedule C or something like
Yes.
that, where it actually affects your taxable income on it flows through to your personal. As soon as you file as a corporation, or if you elect to file under an LLC as like an S corp, that's where it starts changing how you're actually taxed as a business.
Yes.
And there's a difference. So literally an LLC, and a lot of people don't know this when they start a business and they immediately want to jump to an LLC. I still, 4 years in, and I say 4 years in, I was still in the military when I started working on my business. I'm like 2 years full time into my business. Years. But I still don't have an LLC.
Yeah, you don't need
I operate as a sole proprietor, because literally if you file under an LLC but with the same tax rules as a sole proprietor, which is the default for an LLC, you have to elect to file as like an S corp or something like that. The only benefit to having an LLC is that it separates your personal finances from your business finances.
Yes.
So if you become liable, if someone sues you, for example, they cannot take your personal assets to satisfy a business debt. Whereas if you are an LLC filing as a sole proprietor, which is what I still do, if someone were to sue me, they could come after my personal assets to pay for a business debt. And LLC protects you from that. That's the only difference.
Yep.
That is the only difference right off the cuff. Now, but you're not taxed any differently, your deductions don't change, none of that stuff changes if you just file an LLC, but you're still, filing as a sole proprietor. The only difference is it separates your business finances from. So there's no tax benefit per se to just filing as an LLC.
Correct.
Yeah. So a lot of people
don't know that. The people that file LLC right away are pretty sketchy, and they want to separate their suings.
Not necessarily. No. I mean, they're smart. They're smart. But the fact of the matter is that until you actually anticipate making enough money, there's really no. And I could do an LLC at this point if I really wanted to, but I don't. My risk for being sued is not very high. So I don't. It's just not. It hasn't been a priority for me, because again, it doesn't change my tax liability or how I'm taxed until I start getting a tax benefit for it. Unless I was making like or at least, $50,000 to $60,000 a year, it's not worth it for me to even worry about. There's just no other benefit.
A lot of people that do the LLC, they do, yes. The only thing, their only profession is content creation. They don't have like I don't know, for lack of better terms, an IRL job. Like they go to work every day type of thing.
A W-2 job.
Yes, a W-2 job. It's not a self-employment, basically.
Yeah, it's self-employment.
So they're self-employed, filing an LLC is pretty smart to do. Is it necessary?
It's not a bad thing to do.
I think it depends on the risk.
Yeah,
too.
It does. If you're providing a service to people, the potential is higher for you to be sued by someone.
That's me. That's what I'm doing. So.
But it depends on what it is, too.
I'm not making enough. I'm not, it's not generating enough for my liability to be so high that I'm concerned about it. It's it's a couple $100 that I've saved myself up until this point that I'm just kind of like, I just don't really, and I'm not working with huge corporations. I'm not working with, it's just, I don't know, the difference.
If you need insurance to protect yourself, that's probably a good idea. Like my landscaper, for example, it's an LLC. He owns a business separated from a personal, because If he comes in and fucks something up on my property, then I could sue him to repair it.
Yep.
Which could cost him a lot of fucking money.
Yep.
However, it's protected by his insurance and him personally by being an LLC. So I'm suing effectively his company, not him personally.
Right. And reputation too. So a lot of people immediately do an LLC because they're like, oh, it makes me look like a legitimate business to have an LLC. And they're not wrong. Sure. I mean, sure that, you know, but I'm not looking at the footer of somebody's website going, oh my God, are they registered as an LLC or a corporation or an S Corp or like, what are they registered? I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not, you know, that's not what I'm doing.
But that's the thing. Half time, you don't even know if they're an LLC until they plaster it all over their shit.
Well, if you're an LLC, you know, you're supposed to, there are rules as to how you're supposed to represent your business. So like if you're calling yourself this, you're supposed to, if you're an LLC, you have to use certain language like LLC. You can't write corporation or, you know, Inc. or, you know, because those are different designations. And so you have to represent yourself. Right. You have to represent yourself accordingly. So if you are an LLC and you're operating as an LLC, then there are rules to you advertising yourself as an LLC. But literally LLC is so misunderstood because just like I said, an LLC, if you read into the verbiage, it's a limited liability company. Literally all that means is that your personal liability is limited. Yeah. That's all it means.
Doesn't mean you're special.
Right. You have to elect to file differently on your taxes to actually see any tax benefit from choosing that designation or having an LLC. But then the filing requirements, be careful because the filing requirements are different. So once you start choosing differently in how you file, then there's additional annual requirements for reports and different things, which is another reason I haven't done it yet because it's just more work that I have to do because there's additional requirements that I have to file every so often and it's just a whole big thing.
And a lot of times people don't understand too. They're like, I didn't get a W2. I didn't get a like, well, you have to also look at how much you made because you generally will not be issued a W2 if you didn't make over $600 in the year.
You mean a 1099? That would be a 1099.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. 1099. Sorry.
Yeah.
All I hear out of her is nerd.
I'm sorry. This is like my thing. Like I did this
nerd
for
alert.
Years. Yeah. If you need tax help, accounting help, okay.
Major
accounting limited.
Alert.
Accounting good, tax limited. I hated taxes. But accounting wise, I can tell you a lot of things. But yeah, 1099s, you're only responsible for claiming anything over $600 on a 1099.
I'm with article. What are numbers even?
The 1099? The 1099 is a form.
Numbers
and that's how you're reported if you're, say, an independent contractor. So like if you decided to do freelance work for a company doing graphic design and you're not a W-2 employee, but they pay you, then they would issue you a 1099 if they paid you over $600 in a year because they are required to report it that they paid you over $600 and you are required to report that you made $600 because at that point it becomes taxable.
Yep. What she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Well, maybe somebody didn't know article, so maybe I helped someone. It may not have been you.
Exactly. You never know who.
There's other listeners.
You never know.
You never know what 20 people might listen to this.
Now you know where my value to this podcast comes from.
Nerd alert!
I'm just the nerd of the group, okay?
I don't know. We talked about some pretty nerdy shit, but it was just like dad nerd shit last episode.
It really was.
Well, I wasn't here for that. I told him today, I was like, I'm not going to lie. If I hadn't bailed on you guys last week, I was so tempted to lay in bed and watch Sweet Magnolias again tonight. I was like, I'm so tired and overstimulated and it's late and it's hot out there. And I wish I could lay in bed and do this.
Well, let's freaking wrap the shit up then if you guys want to.
I'm fine. I honestly didn't even know what time it was.
She said she was overstimulated already. Okay.
Well, 10:30 for y'all.
Skep laughs every time I play that fucking
It's hilarious, dude. I want a copy of that shit.
There was also a lot going on that last week too. There's just those last few weeks. My dad being here has been like so helpful. Like I get up in the morning and he's like, I get all of my cleanliness from my dad's side of the family. I'm like really, really funny about things being clean and organized. Garrett and the kids, no. So it's like me and 3 slops. That's like that's the dynamic in the family. Okay, so having my dad here is actually really nice.
Let me just dial this in a little bit for me, and let me know if you relate to this, Ash. The first thing you do when you get home is wash your hands. Do you do that?
She has to go out to get home.
That's true.
Okay, but if you went somewhere and the first thing you did when you came home was...
No, the first thing I do when I come home is wash my face.
Pajamas on.
I wash my hands. That's like
mine
the rule
is my face
in the house.
I'm like
anybody
really
funny
about my face.
Anybody who comes over, like, wash your hands. That's the first thing that happens for anybody.
Oh, she puts pajamas on, then washes her face.
Yeah, I do put pajamas on and then I wash my face. Yeah.
Mine's stripped down to my boxers. That's the first thing I do when I come home.
I just leave a trail of clothes on the floor.
When you take a shit and wipe your ass, what's the first thing you do?
Okay, well, that's just normal.
Perel.
Flush the toilet.
That's normal.
Flush the toilet.
If I know I didn't pierce the toilet paper, I just Perel.
Jesus. I'm never shaking your hand.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
If we blacklight his room, we'd probably never even talk to him again.
It would be like aliens flying through with all their funny lights.
No. No, when I was a kid, I used to take the highlighters and dilute it with water and splash that on the wall. And so when the black light came up, like you could see like drips and shit.
You know what your parents thought, right?
No, not until like I became an adult and realized, oh, wait, that's seeable in black light too.
Your parents probably came in your room with a black light once and like, Jesus Christ.
So speaking of like what you for first thing when you come home, what's your morning routine like? I'm interested to know.
Oh,
any of you guys.
Okay, my morning routine. The alarm goes off. I snooze at least twice because fuck that. And then I get up.
Only twice?
Yeah, twice. I get my.
So you set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier than what you got to wake up.
Yes, this is true. I set my alarm 30 minutes earlier for when I need to actually wake up to make it to work in a decent hour because I really I can come in kind of when I want, but I try not to be an asshole about it. So I'm usually into work about 7:30. But first thing I do is I snooze a couple times and then I go, okay, fuck, I got to get up. And then I get up and grab my toothbrush and I get in the shower and I brush my teeth in the shower. Because
logical.
There's there's extra warm water on me, and I like that. So I get up, I grab my toothbrush, I turn on the shower, I put some toothpaste on it, I get in the shower, and I brush my teeth in the shower and all that. And then I hit, obviously, get dressed. You got a lot of alarms, bro.
Yeah, I got
that man wakes up every 5 minutes.
Bro, if you just get up, okay, try this out. Get up on the second time and you're gonna feel better during the day, I promise you. I always feel better if I get up the first time. So I get out of the shower.
Waking up multiple times. I get up the first.
Next thing after the shower, obviously, is drying off. And then I put shave butter on, hair. What else? Got to get the pits, hair pits. 1 spritz of cologne, shave, get dressed, pour the coffee. I'm out the fucking door.
So what's
when did you shit? When
did you pee and shit?
Oh, bro.
And why do you shit? No, and why do you shave after the shower?
Because the whiskers are fucking softened up, man.
Yeah.
I shave in the shower.
Some people do.
But see, I
either shave before or in.
I shave before.
I used to, but I need the mirror, man. I need the mirror to make sure I got it right.
Okay, but I was just asking for an overview. I didn't need like a whole. Okay, now what's your wife's routine in the morning? No, you were good. They were asking for way more details than I wanted.
I'm gone.
Okay, so
she works from home, man. She works from home. I don't know.
I want to know.
She gets up. Okay. She gets up.
No, hold on. No, I need answers. I need answers.
Bro, if you're
about what?
What?
About what? What do you
about
mean?
what?
Do you just pee in the shower?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Why not? It's all going in the same spot.
Exactly.
See, I'll pee in the shower, but I get up and the first thing I do as soon as my legs hit the ground, I walk and I go piss.
I go shit.
Yeah, no, man. Shit. Yeah, I was like brushing my teeth, just letting it rip, dude.
That's why he brushes his teeth in the shower. So he can piss.
Okay, I want to tell you what your wife
usually comes out around 9 a.m. after the coffee.
Is your wife a clean person?
Yes.
Okay,
very ridiculously. Yes.
So we'll just let's just shine a light on at least probably what it's somewhat like for her versus what it's like for y'all when you get up and you leave and we get up and do everything else.
Roll out of bed at about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
No. I'm at my computer no later than 10 o'clock. And it takes me an hour at least to do all the shit that I have to do before I can even get to my computer. So 8:30.
8 o'clock for her.
Usually, yeah. I'm like getting out of bed, right? So I get out of bed. Now we have 2 puppies, so my situation is probably a little bit different right now because I can't just, go let them out the back door. That's not how that works. But I have to go put them somewhere where I can watch them. Now, this is taking my dad out of the situation because he's not normally here, right? So I get up, I have to go put the puppies, I block them off in a certain area, and then I get up, I go to do the first step of my face. So, like, I'm really fun again.
Wait, there's more steps? More than one
step? Oh, God,
step?
yes.
I wash my face in the shower.
No.
It's like a 30-minute routine for her.
You have to let the serum sit, okay?
You don't.
Yes, you do, okay?
It's natural serum, by the way.
No.
This is snail
Remember,
juice.
you're already gone.
Stem cells.
Okay? You're already gone. So, I get up, I do the first...
blended up babies.
I do the first part of my skincare routine. Wait on the serum to set. I'm not even going to pay attention.
It's adrenochrome.
Okay. Go ahead.
She's a vampire.
You wait for the serum to set. Now what?
I have to let the serum set while I make the bed, right?
What is the serum made of? I'm just curious.
So a serum...
Wait, she's saying serum? I was hearing semen.
No.
Serum. Come on. All right. Serum. Okay. Serum. What is the serum made of?
It is oil based, so they can be made of a bunch of different things.
Hold on. What is it based out of?
I don't know. No, we've already covered this topic. There's a whole short about it. Go listen to it if you want to hear me say
I made it.
I know. You can listen to it as many times as you want.
Okay.
So I do the first half of
my
my
serum
skincare routine. I put the serum on. I go make the bed, and in between. So literally, this is how bad it is with the puppies, right? I go to one side. I straighten out the sheets. I go check on the puppies. I come back. I go to the other side. I straighten out the sheets. I go check on the puppies. I come back. I fold over one half of the bed. I go check on the puppies, etc., 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 until the bed is fully made. Only then can I go and get the rest of my skincare routine done. And then I can go into the kitchen. I straighten the living room. And then I go into the kitchen. I have to make breakfast for the dogs and the cats. And then while they're eating, I unload the dishwasher and reload it. And then when they're done, I make my coffee and my breakfast. And then I can go sit at my computer and actually start doing things.
Tuna, I need you to make the bed in the morning.
I'm still in
it.
I need you to make your side of the bed.
No.
Pull your fucking sheets up. That's what I pull my sheets up, dude.
That'll reduce the amount of times I have to check on the puppies by 50%.
No. Sleep on top of the bed with a blanket.
Nope.
Come on,
Nope.
man.
Hold
boot
on.
camp
Hold on.
style, bro. Come on.
Plot twist. She rolls to my side of the fucking bed when I get up.
Okay, but if you at least pull your side up, you can say later, at least I make my side of the bed.
I clear the nightstand. Let's not even talk about the little things in between, like clearing the
Okay.
nightstands, changing out all the puppy pads. Like there's all the things I could. So like my point is that y'all roll out of bed, do your things, get in the shower, get dressed, and leave. And those of us that work at home, there's like a whole slew of things that we do before we even. And if I'm putting dinner in the crock pot, oh by the way, I got to do that before I sit down too.
You normally
I
that
do
around
all
lunchtime.
cooking in our house, so can't say that.
I do most
I
of the
do.
cooking too.
I do too. So there's that.
I
Although right
do
now my
most of it.
dad's been doing it lately.
If you
I don't
eat what
mind,
I throw
though.
on the grill, then that would be an invalid argument.
Cooking is something
You
that I
grill like
don't.
once a month.
Yeah, I don't.
I've been grilling a lot lately.
If you'd eat the meat he throws on your grill,
I'm very specific about that.
That's what she said.
There's only one kind.
I say, girl, you about to get this dick.
My asshole is in danger.
How does it cook their steak medium rare? Obviously, there's no other way.
I
Yeah,
made
that's where it's at.
fire ass steak the other day.
I don't cook animals.
So
Friends, not food.
yeah, I mean, obviously, we know there's a lot of things that have to happen when you guys get up and do your thing and get ready for the day and whatnot. There's things we have to do to get it ready for the day too. I mean, I just explained it. You know,
Like brush your teeth and piss in the shower.
exactly. It's a time
Shave
saver
every day.
It's
So
a time
stressful.
saver. It's a water saver.
It's so stressful.
I pull my sheet up on my sheet and blanket up on my side of the bed. That way, it's at least pulled up, made.
Ask him about his
know.
uniform.
What about you?
What
Already-
does his
you
uniform
laid out.
look like
Don't
on
tell-
Monday mornings?
Okay.
You don't put his uniform together, do you?
Yeah, she does.
What?
I take all
What
the
she has it-
patches off. I wash it. I put all the patches back on. I hang it back in the entryway.
Wait, hold on. Who mows the yard?
Okay.
Nobody. I pay somebody to do it.
Jill does,
Okay, then.
Jill does
What do
that
you
too
mean
with
you?
my uniform with the patches. She doesn't put them on though, but she does take them off and wash with the laundry.
I take it all off. I put it all back on, and then I hang his top in the entryway where he grabs it before he walks out. His pants get laid over the bathtub with his knife that I lay on top because he puts it back in his pocket, and it's all ready to go for him in the
Okay,
morning.
so yeah, that's basically the same, almost the same thing I deal with.
Well, with her being in or whatever, she just understands where everything goes. You know, like with your wife, like I can understand, like
There's a routine.
not really doing that.
Yeah.
Now, when we were in BDUs, she did iron my shit too.
No,
Yes.
I don't expect
Stay
that
flow.
at all. I take care of my uniforms like that in that regard.
Well, I did it. Well, I mean, we were young. That was back when, we were like, 19, 20 years old, and I was
Yeah.
at home and he was working, and I remember we bought Stay Flow, and I Stay Flowed that shit. Like hairspray. I remember hairspray in his creases and all the things.
Exactly.
Aquanet.
Article, who doesn't piss in the shower?
Me?
Why?
And
You're
be
doing
wasting
it wrong.
water.
Okay,
You're
yeah, you're
wasting
wasting
water.
all that water, but you won't eat meat.
You're wasting water and TP. You don't
I
need
don't-
either.
I don't not eat meat because of waste, so that's different.
Well, it's on the
Backfire.
saving the earth thing is what I'm.
Here's the
Ours
one
isn't
thing
even
I
really about
will-
saving the
I'm
earth
an ethical.
Here's the
because
one
we
thing
don't
I will-
recycle.
I have to recycle.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
I
literally
upcycle when I
have
can.
plastic and a can container and paper and cardboard shit in my garage to recycle. But
Piper song.
listen, okay, so what was it? Who doesn't what was it? Who doesn't piss in the shower?
Y'all are so quiet.
Ash
Pissing
doesn't
in the
piss in the
shower.
shower.
Loud when I walk in.
Oh, we
said
already
me.
did that.
Oh, you
Oh,
already did that? I walked in too late.
hello.
I even got off early.
He was waving at you.
They're trying to decipher why I don't piss in the shower.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
that's
waste of
fun.
toilet paper and a waste of
It's
water if you
fun.
don't. Here's the thing, though, and this is what I was trying to get at that I completely forgot was the problem now is if you do it often, you train your body to where anytime warm water hits you, you have to piss.
Yes. When warm water hits you, it I don't care who you are. If you just pissed, you're gonna piss again. Promise.
Yes, that is the only argument.
Argument 2 as to why I don't piss in the shower.
Why don't you just pee before you get into the shower?
Because you waste water and toilet paper. Unless you have a bidet, but then you're wasting more water.
Let's be fair. You guys don't waste toilet paper when you pee.
This is fair.
No, we don't.
That's a good argument.
But before I get in the shower, I normally poop.
But during Shark Week, I wouldn't want them pissing in the shower.
You wouldn't even know.
Wait, Shark Week?
It's just weird.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know because it goes to the same place.
It's 2 different holes, right?
Just stomp it down with your foot, man.
Yeah, but it goes to the same place, so you wouldn't know.
Even if you recycle, it ends up in the landfill. That's not true. If you recycle correctly, it does not end up in the landfill. Empty.
Did you say recycle correctly?
No.
That means take the fucking lids off the bottles. They don't. If you leave the lid on the bottle, it'll go to the landfill. Promise you.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why put it in a recyclable container if they're just going to take it to the landfill anyway?
So take the lid off because the lid is not the same type of recyclable material as the actual bottle itself.
But how many people don't know that? I wouldn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that.
Here
actually.
Interesting.
Most all colored plastics go to the landfill. Also, they're not recyclable.
Yeah, like the greens and stuff.
Yeah,
we should just be making freaking weed eater twine out of all of it.
I say
we
just
how they like
build a
cut them
defense
down
wall with all of it.
It all ends up at one of the
Trump wall?
atolls in the Pacific Ocean. That's where it goes.
There we go. Then you wouldn't be spending our
Plastic
money.
Island.
Yeah.
Plastic Island. There we go. Plastic Island.
Plastic
We
Island.
saw
that's
that on
where it
that
goes.
show. What was that show?
That's wild
Barbie?
as fuck, right?
No,
Barbie.
Wait.
we haven't seen Barbie.
He said Plastic Island.
He said show. He said show.
Here's-
He meant
What
the
show is that?
Kardashians.
What did we just watch?
All those tiny
They had a
little
fucking
plastic
plastic on the
particles
island.
float to a fucking island and it like kills like the wildlife there and shit because they think it's food.
Yeah,
And you look at the
microplastic.
pictures of the island, it's just fucking plastic pieces everywhere.
Massive.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
Take
the
the
plastic
fucking
island?
lids off.
That was the.
It's one of the atolls. It's
That
like
was the one with the genius.
let me see.
I'm looking it up.
There was one with the genius. The geniuses. The
Yeah.
geniuses.
Oh,
It's
Scorpion?
one of the fucking.
Yes, there-
That one.
It's in the Pacific Garbage Patch. Yes.
The Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
It's a great name for it.
It floats over and it lands on one of the atolls, one of the islands.
That's where the Garbage Patch Kids are from.
Not fish. I love
Garbage pail kid.
Basically, everyone in California's trash
garbage,
goes
yeah.
there.
That's cute.
Where's it at? I don't
You're
even
red
know what
now.
island it's at.
Or-
It lands on one of the small islands.
Oh, I see that.
Western Garbage Patch. Eastern Garbage Patch. How is the Western and Eastern Garbage Patch in the same fucking ocean? Alright, never mind. I don't want to know. It's... where's that?
All that
I'm sharing my.
is from.
Oh, okay, hold on, pull it up.
Why?
Yeah, that's like
I'm good, thanks.
bottles and shit that have just
Ow.
gathered together.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Ow, asshole!
You.
It just that's. I think that's where the two major river
Exactly.
oceans meet, and like it just gathers there. The tides all meet right there.
It's like all in the Pacific Ocean, though.
Yeah, here it is. It's right here.
Yeah, there's two. There's the Eastern and Western, but it's all in the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, because it all just circles right there.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
there's
And
some
everything,
islands.
everything swoops to it.
There's some islands that it lands on too, and it
Like right here. Yeah, no, that's Hawaii. It's probably over here, right in the subtropical.
It's like
convergence.
It's like 100 kilometers north of Hawaii or something like that.
Yeah, so like right in here, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, that. That's where it all meets.
I don't do metrics, so
that's where it all mates.
Imagine all the bracelets you can make with that and sell on Etsy.
Dude,
or bring to the Taylor Swift concert.
I have heard, I was just fixing
Jesus.
to say, I've heard that there are some people that are making like 5-digit incomes from selling fucking bracelets for Taylor Swift concerts on Etsy right now.
Made out of plastic they found in the ocean?
No, out of fucking Michael's beads.
No, but just
Beads
out
from
of-
fucking Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
But JC sell them on Etsy with their loom shit.
She could. I mean, I've literally seen where people have taken out loans to go to the Taylor Swift concerts that they are now paying off with the money that they're making from friendship bracelets that they're selling on Etsy.
I can make
my
paracord
God.
bracelets if y'all are selling Etsy shit.
People are taking out loans to go to Taylor Swift.
So here's the problem, right?
Bro, she's
So-
like the new
The
like
first problem is Taylor Swift.
Michael Jackson.
Okay, we disagree there. I'm a Swiftie.
Oh no!
I love-
We just went through trying to
I
get
love
tickets.
Taylor Swift. I love I would love to go see and take my kids to see Taylor Swift when she comes to New Orleans, but I don't think it's going to happen. The problem is that people anywhere other than Ticketmaster, because they're selling Ticketmaster is the company that is selling them at face value, and you have to get on a wait list to do it. The other places that are selling them at premium prices, and they're like
scalpers.
They're like 3,000%
Oh my god!
of what they should be. So like the average cost of a Taylor Swift ticket outside of the Ticketmaster is like, over $2,000.
For like nosebleed shit or what?
Yes.
I looked it up. Nosebleed or whatever, side stage or whatever, the cheapest tickets were $1,200.
But that's not through
in the Superdome.
But that's not through the verified sources. That's through right.
That was
Ticketmaster. So did y'all hear about the whole controversy with Ticketmaster when she first went on tour? Like a really long time ago. Okay, so what happened is that when she went on tour, scalpers, like you said, they were snapping up her tickets and they were selling them for like tens of thousands. I'm like literally $10,000 and up, and people were paying them for it. And she got pissed off, and Ticketmaster was like scrambling and their system crashed and everything. It was a whole big deal. So this time, whenever she went on tour, they came up with this it's a verified fans system. So if
you almost said OnlyFans.
I did, because I was yeah. So you actually
show her belly button
to get tickets at face value. You actually have to go through Ticketmaster and you have to register. They have a verified fan system. So you go in, you put your information in, and that system is supposed to, they actually go in and they try to verify that those accounts on Ticketmaster are not bot accounts and they're not brand new accounts with people just trying to grab a bunch of tickets in order to sell them at a premium price. So what that means is that if you want tickets at a face value, you can't just go buy them, because Ticketmaster goes through this whole process and it's a first come, first serve. So when the registration process comes open, you get to go in and put your information in. They go through the process, and if you make the cut for how many tickets are available, then you get a special code that only works when you're logged into your account to buy tickets. And if not, you get put on a wait list. And if those tickets all get bought up, then you get put on a wait list. And sure, you can go to other places and buy tickets at a premium price if you want to, but Ticketmaster is the only one selling them at face value because they go through that whole process.
I just thought about it. You should have used my Ticketmaster account, because I've had that bitch for like 10 years.
I've never used anything other than Ticketmaster to buy concert
That's all I
tickets.
ever use.
Yeah, so we got waitlisted. I've had my account since we were looking into buying NF tickets. So for Piper's birthday, that's how long my account is. A couple
Well,
of
but
years
that's what
ago.
I'm saying. If that's one of the things that they look at, like with the account, I'm sure length of account plus what you
I'm
purchased
sure
through
it does.
Probably should have
yeah.
used mine because that's where we buy all of our shit through.
But yeah, so we got waitlisted. So I doubt very seriously I'll even be able to take my kids to a concert. But
Yeah.
I would have liked to.
The last one I got through there was The Weekend. It was down in Seattle. This is The Weekend through Ticketmaster though. I don't think any, but you can buy like resellable tickets through Ticketmaster.
Mm-hmm. You can resell tickets
Which-
through Ticketmaster. Yes.
Yeah.
But they
I
are
think they
heavily
should be
monitoring how much
transferable.
people can do
Yeah.
that for because of what happened before. But
It's kind of shitty.
Yeah, they're regulating it now because it was such a. I mean, people were literally paying 10, 20, some people like a lot of money for tickets because people were buying them and holding them hostage and
they're scalping them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster should make it to where the only way you can resell your tickets is for the value that you paid for them to another person through Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Then they can't be scalped that way. You like if you paid $500 for a ticket or whatever, and you sell it through Ticketmaster, you can sell it for $500, and that's
The problem is there's so many other secondary websites people can get around that through Ticketmaster.
Oh yeah,
So
it's shitty.
They just did an article the other day, and I could be misquoting the number, so don't quote me on the number, but I want to say it was to the tune of like it was $200 and something million that she dumped into the economy just in Los Angeles alone in like 6 days.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
From all
That's
of her
crazy.
concerts. I mean, it's big. Like, and she's actually, so there's a documentary coming out in January called Miss Americana that is all about a couple of years ago. She went dark for a year. And that whole documentary is about how she, where she was and then how she took a year off. And then when she came back and her music has completely changed. She's completely changed since then.
Yeah.
She still writes about exes.
Okay.
I
liked her better when she was country. I'm not a big.
I don't
into
like her music.
Pop music.
Really, that's my issue. I don't like her music, and I just really don't like her as a person.
She
I
was
guess.
never country. I agree.
That's pretty much it. Everything else, whatever.
That was pretty good.
It just
I never
depends,
really
right?
liked
Like,
it, yeah.
I didn't see. I'm on the opposite side of that. I never really liked her as a country artist. I prefer as a pop artist. I prefer her how she is now because I think she's very real, and I think that she writes about it. And this is the problem that I have with the whole situation is that a lot of people don't like her because she writes about her exes and she puts it all out there. Well, go look at 8 out of 10 artists. They're all writing about real life events, right? Like they're writing about something.
That's what music
means,
is.
Right. They're writing about something that means something to them. But because she's a female artist writing about male people, like boyfriends that she's had, she's got a bad rap for it. And that's not the only thing, right? But she also recently got into politics. Like there's a whole video about that too, where her dad tried to get her to not speak out against certain things but she was like, I support the LGBTQ community. I support women's rights. I support all these things. And they kept telling her, don't do that because, once you take sides, you can't go back. And, and she's like, I don't care. I want to be on the right side of history. This is what I believe in. And this is what I want to speak out about. And that's what Miss Americana is all about, is the era before where she was like, I'm going to be the nice girl artist that everybody thinks that you should be as a female artist. And then when she came out on the other side, she was like, fuck it. I'm going to write songs about whoever and whatever I want to write about. I'm going to be on the side of politics that I want to be on, and I'm going to speak my mind about it, and I don't care what anybody has to say about it. And I don't know, I just respect that about her. I think that she came out on the side of it being like, this is me, this is my opinion, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
And I think that's allowed her to build a very loyal fan base, and
I don't
She
think
does seem very nice and genuine, though. I mean, did y'all probably all saw that article about what she did for all of the truck drivers?
Yeah, for her tour or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the truck drivers or whatever. She paid them personally.
Yeah, I see. I respect that a lot. For someone that is willing to, whether I agree or not with somebody's stance on something, I can respect someone voicing their opinion or their stance on something. I wholly and completely respect that. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of America, right? You can believe what you want to believe in, and
it was like, what was it, 100K?
Okay,
I think
it was 50. It's like 50.
Yeah, she paid him a
million.
lot.
Well, but it was 100K per driver
Per person. Yeah, which
yeah.
I mean, that's awesome that she does that stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of things that it's like, you know, you can like someone as a person. I mean, you can tell a lot about someone as a person by the things that they talk about and the things that they believe in, but not necessarily, you know.
Well, and the things that they do too, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, actions are a huge thing.
I like the fact that she gave, you know, she looked out for her drivers and these bus drivers and stuff. That's awesome. I mean, that's amazing. Those guys are probably one of the last people that ever get thought about.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a huge role in her being successful in doing what she does. So that's pretty brilliant that she would do something like that.
Well, and it came with a note too. She wrote a note to every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because I think is it 30 or is it 50? Trucks?
I mean, you need to stop because I'm starting to gain a little bit of respect for this person. And
look it up.
Well, you can respect the artist and not like the music.
And not like her music.
I just don't like the music.
100%. You can totally respect the person, not be a fan of the person.
Well, I mean,
I respect her opinion and and her actions for sure.
She's good. She's a good influence, but not your cup of tea.
She's a good person. She really, really is a good, humble person. She's gotten a bad rap because she started out as a teenage girl writing songs about her ex-boyfriends. Wow. That is what really, really set her down this whole path of people that were like, oh, Taylor Swift, she's the girl who writes songs about every boy she dates. But in reality, she was a girl writing songs about her life, like about things that she was going through.
She actually came out like in the perfect time. Too, because Miley Cyrus, the only like female around her age that was hot at the time, was actually going like bad at the time. Yeah, and she came up as this just wholesome person, you know, and she couldn't have come back in a better time.
It wasn't like that what she was writing about. It was just I didn't like the fucking tune. I didn't like the song. You know, that's all it is.
Yeah,
it's not my thing. You know.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a pop music fan.
I don't like it. Dude.
You don't know that one that's like was here the whole time. Like
no.
You bop to that one.
No,
everybody has to. It's just like chemically like pleasing.
That's not, dude.
I'm the one.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't.
I
don't like it. That's just me though.
Calm Down was one of the ones that I feel like was universally you need to calm down. That one was like a universal, like catchy hit.
Yeah. I respect her and what she's doing. But it doesn't mean I have to like everything.
No.
That's all.
But being floor seats to any major artist right now, especially like Jelly Roll, Taylor Swift, Harry Styles, Sam Smith, like these big ones is a huge flex now because they're paying premium prices for every one of those seats.
So
speaking
Sam
of touring
Smith.
artists.
Okay, Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Sam Smith. Like the music, don't like the person.
I've heard
you can do that too. You can do that too. Yeah.
He's a fucking nutcase to me. I don't like that. I don't like people who are unstable and nutcases to me in my mind.
But for
I like
me,
his music though. He's brilliant. He's a beautiful singer. He's a beautiful voice. But I don't
for
like
me, if
the
that
rest of
person,
it.
For me, if that person, if I don't like them as a person or whatever, I don't even like to support the music. You know,
See,
I can separate the artist from the art.
I can't.
I'm separated though. I like the
Like the
music.
whole
I
Toby
don't like
Keith
the
bullshit.
artist. Yeah.
See, I like Sam Smith for being who he is. I'd like, you know, again, I'm just very, very big about people being like, I don't have to understand it to respect it. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the whole, you know, kind of, there's a word for it. Piper would be a great resource for this. I just saw it on a TikTok earlier today where there's like this flowing between masculine and feminine and all that, you know, there's a lot of in the style and all the things. I don't have to understand it to respect the fact that someone else understands it, right? And I like his music too. So
I understand it too,
I
and
like
I
his
will.
music, for
I'm
sure.
totally okay with everything, but like, how much is that him, and how much is that like the label saying, "Hey, this is real hot right now. Let's push this. You become this now."
I don't know. I think Sam was always kind of that way. I think that was just kind of. I
Because
think
he
Sam
started like Michael Bublé, like fucking suit and tie type shit.
But
That's
a lot
when
of
I
people
saw him
did.
in concert.
A lot
Like,
of people did though.
He's a country artist, AG.
I went and
no,
saw.
not Sam Smith. I'm thinking Sam Smith. No, he's a freaking
It's like
pop, but he
R&B.
like does DJ shit too.
Yeah,
He had
like
a
makes beats.
viral
Like
hit recently.
he's legit.
Wait, you don't
I
know who
don't
Sam
even know
Smith
who it
is?
is. No.
Oh,
Damn,
He had a
Sam.
viral
his
hit
music
recently.
is-
You would know.
His
Unholy.
Yes.
But before
Mama
that,
don't know that he's getting hot
Have
at
no
the
idea.
body shop.
But
I know
you
you heard
probably
it
would have
on-
known his. You probably would have known his earlier
You have
music.
to realize, like, my stereo in my truck literally stays on Octane 24/7.
Yeah, but you don't watch like TikTok.
Rock music.
TikTok or
watch
Facebook or anything.
I don't
any
even have
kind
a
of
Facebook.
Social media at all.
I don't do social media.
What was one of
Literally,
Sam Smith's
the only
early
thing
songs?
I do is the Twitter, and that's because of I game and stuff. I don't
I'm
follow.
trying to think. What were some of his
stuff.
early
And if you look at my
stuff?
like
I
my
like his
TikTok
early
feed,
stuff.
my
Stay
TikTok
with
feeds and
me.
stuff, it's always
Won't you?
animal videos or people doing dumb shit.
Stay with
my
me
algorithm.
is
I'm on
really
board
good.
with
Yeah,
that, bro.
stay with me.
There you go.
My algorithm on my TikTok is literally animals and people doing dumb shit. Like
Yeah.
hold my
AG.
beer.
I'm only gonna play this for a second because we get copyright on YouTube for it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be quick. I just want him to hear the little beat to it real quick. It's 30 seconds on YouTube, by the way, for copyright.
Yeah, well, they still tag you.
Oh, that's unholy.
You don't recognize that at all?
No.
What's the other
Yeah,
one?
would
Stay with
recognize
me.
his
Stay with
earlier
me.
Stay with
stuff.
me.
Yeah,
Stay with
that's
me.
what I'm
But
doing.
you have to remember, like, I absolutely disdain and can't stand like pop music. and
Yeah, but
shit
you
like
would have
that.
heard this one like
I-
watching sports and shit too. Like anything. It's like
It's very well
ingrained in
known.
pop culture.
I'm not good at a one night stand, but I still need love. But seem to. I don't want.
As soon as he started singing, I would quit listening to that.
See, I think it's
he had amazing voice.
So you know who Wayne Brady is? Here's an example. You know Wayne Brady,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the comedian?
Um,
Do you see he just came out as pansexual?
Okay.
I did not see that.
I haven't seen that.
I
either.
did see like some femininity to him, but that was just
the
him,
guy
you know. But
from,
like I
Whose line is it
I
anyway?
don't know.
Whose line is it anyway?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares?
No, I'm just saying
don't-
Who
it's
he
he
sleeps
started
with or who
out
he
in
loves.
a way. He started out in a way. This was my example to Sam Smith.
Masculine, I guess. Yeah.
Right. He started out in a way where you wouldn't have expected it. Right. Wayne Brady of all people, but it was on TikTok. You can look it up. There's a TikTok on his account about it. Otherwise, I would have questioned it. But it's actually on his TikTok where he comes out as pansexual.
I just don't understand why there's a whole thing with that. This maybe I'm being stupid, maybe I'm dumb. I don't know, but I don't care who someone sleeps with or who they love. They can love whoever they want.
Yeah,
they can sleep with whoever they want.
Weird.
Why do you have to announce it? Why does it have to be everyone's information? You know?
I think it's for themselves. I don't think it's for anyone else. I think it's for themselves. I think it's and well, not only that, if they're in the public eye, right? So, perfect example of this, right? So, Piper came out to us as bisexual when she was 11 or 12 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was not allowed to have social media for a really long time. We brought our kids up very carefully with regards to social media and stuff. So she didn't really have one. Well, when she started to have a social media after 2021, when we moved back home, she had kind of started to transition into this more masculine style of look, right? And so the first homecoming, she wanted to wear a suit to here. I posted a whole Facebook post about her. And because I was posting pictures of her in a suit going to homecoming with a female who was in a dress, and it's not that I owed anyone an explanation or that she owed anyone an explanation, but prior to that, my own brother had contacted me, and he had seen, since she had gotten on Facebook, he had seen her posting on Facebook, and he was like, hey, this is just a curiosity question. No judgment. There's no, obviously we have no issues with it at all whatsoever, but, and immediately I knew what he was talking about, but he was asking about Piper. And I was like, no, she's not trans. She's bisexual. She's openly bisexual. And so one of the reasons why I posted it on my Facebook was because I wanted it to be known, so there wasn't any question about it. Like, here's the situation. Here's what it is. You're going to... So that when they see those things, it doesn't spark rumors or questions or anything. Like, at that point, like, oh, okay, then it just feels normal. So I feel like when they do that, especially people in the public eye like that, if something that they feel people are not going to expect is coming, I feel like getting ahead of it just makes more sense versus letting people go, wait a minute, what's going on with that, right?
It's basically so they can be seen out in public with people that they want to be seen out in public with. Like, it's not, oh my God, he
oh my God, is Wayne Brady gay?
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
I
hate the fact that we're there, though. I hate the fact that we are at that point.
I get that.
Why does
society today,
Yeah,
that's what people are looking at. Like, somebody's a little...
I have with it, though, is... A lot of times it ain't about that, though. A lot of times it's for publicity. And
sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
And that takes
exactly
away from other people.
A lot of times it is.
But I don't think, like, Wayne Brady, like, I don't think
that's
his,
no.
But...
Wayne
unless
Brady's
he's
a
trying
big
to
name,
Yeah.
But you're AG, you're right. Like, a lot of it is for publicity, but at the same time that there's other people they're small, they're just normal people like all of us, why should any of us or any of our kids or anyone related to feel the need to tell other people the way they feel about someone? Why?
Because if they don't, the rumors start and the questions start.
That's what I hate. I think that's stupid.
Because there is still a select few of people, a boisterous few of people that do still care.
It is because of, like, the situations, like with my brother. And again, he wasn't judging her. My brother was not. He had the question. And I wanted to get out in front of that question. I wanted it to be known so that question didn't need to be asked. It was like, here it is. In case you needed to know, here's how we look at it. Here's where we stand on it. Here's how I, as her mother, stand on it. So that there wasn't any, I just wanted to set the tone.
When they see it for themselves, they're not like, what the fuck?
Right. And I sent it to her before I posted it. I showed it to her and I was like, hey, just so you know, here's what I wrote. Here's what I'd like to post, but I want your blessing. I want to know how you feel about it. And she, to this day, shows that post to her friends.
Yeah.
Because it was something that she's very proud of. And that was not my intent, but I just, again, like, not that I owed it to anyone. I feel like it just saved us and her a lot of questions
swear
and
we're
a lot of
sharing our daughter.
rumors and, really?
Yeah, your daughter's 17, mine's 18.
Yeah.
She's a masculine, lesbian, leaning bisexual, but she's really into makeup and nails and stuff. But she's more masculine.
Isn't that
as
weird?
well.
Like Piper's more masculine, but she'll come out of her room with like nails on. I'm like, what?
That's what she wants to do, you know? That's totally cool. Whatever she
I'm
wants to do.
masculine. I used to paint my nails, especially when we would go to our Sam Rayburn, the red clay would dye your toenails. I would paint my toenails black. I'd paint my fingernails black because it would dye your shit. I was smart. Everybody would make fun of me. All the older men would make fun of me, but I was smart.
So Ashley is on the gay side of TikTok, the LGBTQ side of TikTok or whatever. And I'm looking at some of these videos and I see some of these masked lesbians and I'm like, God damn, they actually look good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, but they do like, No, that's that one chick that's got a freaking like short hair or whatever. But what I was trying to get at is they like wear the makeup and different things like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just with their style,
feminine,
I'm like they look
they're
good.
masculine. Feminine.
Yeah, it's not like some butch that you see.
I just hate
not the lunch lady we used to have.
So the problem I have with that is people have monetized their sexuality, and I fucking hate that, man.
That I agree with.
People have monetized it, and that's bullshit.
And it's something. It starts with an A, but it's those that are
androgynous.
I think
ambiguous.
So.
Androgynous.
Androgynous. They're flowing between.
Yeah, like Gorgeous George, the wrestler, was androgynous.
And feminine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Gold Dust for the newer ones.
I just
feminine.
What?
Word. Feminine.
What is that?
It's androgynous.
Androgynous. So they're
feminine, masculine
at the same time. Yeah.
Androgynous people swap from being masculine and feminine on like a daily basis. Like they don't have a defined style. It's either masculine or feminine depending on how they feel during the day.
So they're fluid.
So like they just wake up one morning and they're just
fluid. Yes, they're fluid.
Yeah, they're fluid. Yeah.
Which is kind of how Piper is. Yeah, Piper is that way. She's like some days she wears a binder.
During the summer, I dress up like a basic white girl. Any other time of the year, I look like a dyke.
There's Piper, y'all. Yo, you guys did a great job, man. She's great.
Oh my god. Yeah,
it was funny earlier. She said
that lately.
She tripped over the fucking doggy gate or whatever, and I was like, "There's a fucking gate there." She goes, "All right, asshole."
Would your daughter wear Jinkos? Because my daughter totally would.
I think
she probably would.
Yeah,
she would.
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
No, she would. 100%. 100%.
That's what my whole point. What I'm getting to like go back to is like, why is it anybody else's fucking problem? You know why?
Because
society
don't get it. Man.
It's not because there is a select few people that still do care. There's a select few people that still do care, and it's enough to cause controversy that So like
silly man,
or there's people still that look down on it.
For me, it was if I make this post now with my stance on it. Here's who she is. Here's how I look at it. Here's where I stand. By making that one post, it avoided so many other potential conversations or questions. It's now I don't have to worry about anybody asking or anybody reaching out about it. It was like when you saw it, you either agree with it or disagree with it. It doesn't matter, but you already knew how I felt about it. And
it released the awkwardness in a post instead of face to face.
That's where I'm at though, is like why are we even at that point? Why should you have to make that post,
Idiots.
Exactly.
So
like who fucking cares?
We're getting there.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, so we had the conversation when we came back to Louisiana. I told her, when she was going back to school, it was like, it's not as widely accepted here, in the South as it is in other places, even San Antonio, yes, it's the South or whatever, but still more widely accepted because it's more diverse over there.
Right.
Louisiana is a bunch of fucking Cajun rednecks. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all are close enough to Dallas. And Dallas is like
no. I
Not
have
for
a
that, we're
major
not.
target on my back.
Yeah, at school.
When I first started, I was the only person that was actually openly making it obvious that I was not straight. And I mean, I did start a trend, and now more people are throwing it out there and everything. But I had a major target on my back. I have kids look at me in the cafeteria at school to this day and gag. They just look at me and gag.
And call her the F word. I mean,
they'll
Oh, that's
kill us.
The friend word.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, that's still a problem for her and
I fucking
and her
hate that
friends.
we're at that point still.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what I told her straight up. I'm like, it's not going to be easy, but she's stuck to her guns. She's not hiding who she is, and she's got more people now that are that pretty much idolize her now because they're like, oh shit, you're doing it, I can do it too.
And that ultimately was the hardest part for me as a parent in coming to terms with having an LGBTQ kid was, and I told her this, I was like, it inherently makes your life more difficult than I would have wanted it to be. Right. That is just that. I mean, that is just society. I don't have to like it. I don't like it, but that was the hardest part for me is obviously I want my kids to have happy, fulfilling lives. And by being a part of the LGBTQ community, it immediately puts you in a bucket where your life is harder. Your life is more difficult because you are always going to face a stigma. Always. It doesn't matter how much society progresses, it's never going to progress to the point of it being completely normal. It's not. It's just not. It's not.
No,
ever
I do
gonna be
feel like it
100%
will.
accepted.
I think
I feel
it
like
one day will, but it'll be beyond us.
10 years, it will be.
It'll be way beyond us.
I think it's going to be beyond us. I don't think it's ever going to be 100%.
Racism is still a fucking thing.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
I think it falls under the same thing as
I mean,
racism. It's not as big, but it is still there.
It all falls under the discrimination umbrella.
Yeah.
It's
always going to be there. And that's what I told her. I was like, of course, I never would have wanted your life to be harder than life already has to be. And this automatically makes your life harder. Not because of me, but because it just is.
Because of people.
It is people. Yeah.
I have a different outlook because I grew up, my uncle was gay. I ended up living with him for my entire 4th grade year as in school. And it was just, it's always been normal to me. So I have a different thing. I feel like every generation has at least one.
Well, yeah, it is.
But it never
it's
fully
there.
goes away.
And so I feel like it and if you look 10 years ago, how much less the F word, I mean, let's say pretty much all of us have said it because it
was common vocabulary back in the day.
Yeah.
It was.
It wasn't meant the way it was meant today. Though.
It was like saying you're gay or that's gay. That took on a whole new meaning for me when we had an LGBTQ
exactly.
kid. People when we were kids growing up, it'd be like, that's gay. And that was normal.
Yeah.
That was it wasn't it wasn't any different than saying that's dumb.
But I feel like each generation is getting way more acceptable. So we are on that right trend of acceptance. It's just a matter of patience.
But the thing about it is though, is you're
still gonna have pockets, just like you have with racism.
Yeah, because you're gonna have parents that instill values in kids or whatever, and it's gonna be like, this is the way it is, or the highway.
Yeah.
So in that those values are going to stay generation after generation after generation after generation.
Well,
I don't think it's ever gonna fully go away.
in isolated pockets.
Think about this too, though,
where they don't have other outside influences. Well, you're saying, oh, so you can see Piper.
Yeah.
Where we're at today, I mean, think about this. Think about the Romans, right? So in Roman times, like being gay or most of the time it was men sleeping with boys or other men in that period of time was very long time ago, right?
It was more common than
it was very common.
It was. Yeah.
Very common.
Very common.
It was I mean, it was part of the culture. And we're here in 2023 and it's still a fucking problem for people.
But the opposite way.
So like, what the fuck, man? How long does it fucking take for people to just go, just do whatever the fuck you want to do? You know?
It was just as taboo back then, and we've come a long way. But yeah, people don't look at it back then, and they're like, wait a minute, this has been going on for a long time. It was just a lot more hidden than it used to be. The only difference between the gay community now and then is back then they were more willing to hide it.
Yeah.
And now they're going, we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Again, to me, this relates back to the whole, if we make things legal, there will be fewer instances of it.
People are okay.
And that's a false conception, because it doesn't actually reduce the amount of times it happens. It just reduces the amount of times we make it public or say that's not right because we made it legal.
I think people are affected by the way that they think that it affects them.
Right.
They think
and it doesn't.
As long as it doesn't, right, then it, it shouldn't be a problem. But people think, well, what if this affects me in this way in their life, or how they live their life in some way or fashion, form, or another, then they have a problem with it.
Even if it does, then there's no big deal.
Well, I
like
look at
that's
it
who you
way.
were. Like if seeing somebody that's gay made you like, hey, maybe I'm gonna try some dudes. Like you were that way anyway. Like it's just opening your eyes. Like Piper is being an inspiration to people to say, hey, I feel like I'm that way too.
Mm.
And that's a huge thing.
Yeah. I look at it this way. I'm like, they're the same way that you could look at a gay couple kissing and be like, oh, that's gross. Well, what if a gay person looks at you kissing a guy, and they're like, oh, that's gross.
Oh, I do it all the time.
It's okay. I feel like it's okay for you to feel that way either way.
Why are my feelings more valid than yours? Like, I just don't feel like that's a thing, Like, they can think we're gross as much as they could think we could think they're gross. Like, I just don't think
everyone's entitled to that feeling if they want to feel that way. Okay, cool. That's your feeling. Fine. Keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah.
Their argument, and it's the only valid argument that I feel like, is that biology doesn't suggest that is okay, so we should be disgusted by it.
Yeah.
But who cares? Like, there's enough of us already.
Down to the church. I'm sorry to put it out there and
it's
say,
the church, man.
It is the church. It is the church.
It's
that's a huge part of it.
It's
but
organized religion.
It also is biology. Religion. But at this point, like, it's biology because we were made to reproduce.
Right.
There's enough of us. Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I tried to organize religion for a while, man, and I just fell out of it, and I just don't like it, man. I feel like I can have a relationship with God and not have to go someplace to fucking prove that to anyone else. I don't need to. I
said the same thing growing up. My grandparents thought they were doing the right thing by like trying to push me into like going to VBS and church on Sundays and all the things. And I was like, even if I was going to be, that kind of person, I don't feel the need to go sit in a room full of people once or twice a week and read the same book and listen to the same person. Like, I don't feel like that helps me in any way. And so I just never really bought into that whole concept. And I,
Yeah.
I don't talk about religion a lot because it's not something that
It's okay
You
to
know.
believe in a higher power, but not believe words put on paper by a person, by a man. It's
And I
okay to
just don't
not believe in the
know.
Bible, but believe in a higher power.
Bro,
100%.
100%.
And see, I don't
100%.
know what I believe. I'm one of those people that I'm like, I don't know. And I'd like to believe that that's okay.
It
But I'm
is
just
okay.
like, I feel like I just don't know what's out there, and I just don't feel the need. What aggravates me the most. This is probably like getting way too far into it. It drives
we're
me
going. Let's go.
absolutely insane when somebody gives a god all the credit for something that has happened in their life.
Makes me so mad.
I'm like,
I think.
well, what about everything that I did?
Yeah.
What about everything that I did to get there? Does that not count? Did I not do
Does
that on my
count.
own? Right? Like that just drives me.
It counts because it counts for what you did, for what the people around you did, and if you believe in higher power, for maybe what they also did as well. So
I just think that
you
we
can't
use
just
the whole like
contribute it to
praise
one thing.
God when it's beneficial, but then when something bad happens, we don't go, "Oh, that was the bad person's fault."
That's what's so funny about that is I've had multiple
know?
conversations with people that are very big Bible believers and things like that. Really good, I mean, good people for sure. But they always tell me, because I ask them the question, if God thinks it's a sin to be gay, then why does he make people gay? I ask that question a lot because God apparently has
He
been
makes
said
everyone.
to make everyone. So why would he make somebody a sinner, or why would he make somebody sick or something like that? But then they say, oh, well, you don't choose, or he doesn't choose your life path. He sets one out, and then you choose to follow the one from Satan or from God. And that makes me question, because it's like, okay, why do we praise God for all of the good things that happen in our life if he's not actually supposed to be involved in our life?
But we're not allowed to curse him for all the bad things that happen in our life.
Yeah, that too.
It's a contradictory thing that they're saying. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
And this is my 17-year-old intellectual right here.
She's brilliant. I'll just say that.
No, I do want to
ask the
commend
good
her for
questions.
being an inspiration
do.
to other people, though. Like you need to realize how much of a not weight, but like how good you should feel for being inspiration for other people and having that confidence. You know what I mean?
I love being that inspiration. I mean, I tell people my coming out story all the time because I came out twice. My parents were never, nothing about religion, politics, thoughts on anything about the world were ever brought up in our household. Not around me, at least. So I never knew anything about what my parents believed and what they didn't. And that was extremely horrifying because it could either go really well, which, I mean, it did in the end, or it also could have gone really wrong because I never knew. And so I know the feeling of like, oh my God, am I going to get kicked out? Like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? Things like that. Like, I love my parents, but it's still absolutely horrifying. And I love being able to help people come out to their families and things like that, and be an inspiration to help them, feel better and more confident about who they are. Because, I mean, yeah, a lot of us wish that we had the option to be, straight and follow society, because then we wouldn't have so much hate. But, I mean, you're there. You can't make the choice. Embrace it. I mean, the real people are going to stay. The fake people are going to leave. And that's what you want. You don't want fake people in your life anyway. Like, you don't want bad people in your life.
Well, she grew up in a time, too, when she was going to school where being bisexual or gay was very...
cliche.
It was a trend for a while.
It's trendy.
Yeah.
It was trendy.
A trend. People were saying
trendy.
it just to say it because it was cool and it was neat, especially for the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so irritating, but
right.
Like, well, you're not really, so
it was very
playing the card,
Yeah.
It was that way for me in school too. Like, especially the girls to say that they were, bisexual or gay, to be trendy.
So I don't know if you know this, Piper, because we've talked about it with Rebel before, but his daughter is 18, and she is, you said, mask-leaning...
lesbian leaning bisexual.
Yeah.
A masculine.
Yeah.
You'll notice that most bisexual.
Got a new girlfriend.
Shut up. She's 18.
At least a new friend.
Yeah, she's
in
18.
Texas, I think it's 2 years.
Yeah. At least a friend, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're only about 4 hours away from us.
I'll be 17 in October.
Calm your jets, Piper.
So it's
Yeah, male or female. Yeah, you got to come through me.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's funny though is we always do Thanksgiving at my house or whatever, and a couple of girls from my flight, whenever I was working shift or whatever, they're lesbian and all that stuff, and for us or whatever, like taking her out shopping and all that stuff is just kind of like
the first time she said she wanted to shop in the boys section, I was like, I don't know what to do with you. I don't.
Yeah. So then, like, a couple of girls they're like, yeah, we'll take her out and do all this other stuff or whatever. And so she asked about it like a couple months later. And so I was like, yeah, I'll ask him real quick. And so I go to one of them and I'm like, yo, Piper asked about when you were going to take her out. She goes, when she turns 18. I was like,
whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
My daughter tells me that because I had the rule of she can only date when she's 16 and can drive herself to the date, that because that was my rule, that she that's the reason she was gay, because she couldn't date.
Oh my gosh!
As a
I
joke.
always make that joke. I always make that joke too because mom, especially dad, would be like, "Oh, no dating boys till you're 18. You can't have a boyfriend till you're 18." And I sit here and I walk around and I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I'm gay."
Yeah.
That's
why I got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I think the way it works around here is that if whatever her flavor is, or I call them flavors, right? So whatever flavor she brings home, if it's a guy, then he gets to take that. If it's a girl, then I get to impose my standards.
It's 2023.
So.
They're errors.
See, my thing is like whenever I bring girls home, especially my now ex-girlfriend, I used to have to walk into my mom's bathroom and be like, "Can I have my girlfriend back? Can I have her back now?"
We were talking about skincare and all the things.
Skincare, makeup, hair, and I'm sitting here like, "Can I have her back now?"
But what's funny is now she brings, like, if she brings a girl over and the girls are all scared of me.
I know.
That's hilarious.
They're scared of
Talks
me.
about how they're scared of my mom, and I'm like, you should be scared of my dad.
I'm like, why I'm not scared? Apparently it's because I don't talk. I'm too introverted. I don't talk. And so they're like, your mom is scary as fuck. And I'm like, I'm only scary when you piss me off.
Dads are supposed to be
Don't mess with the little redhead.
Scary. Yeah, dads are supposed to have like just some sort of mystique and scare about them. I think.
I think that's me. I don't know.
I think the guys that come over, the guys are a little hesitant at first, just by the way that I am. But then, like, once I'm like, all right, they're all right, then they're like, oh. Okay.
I think the guys all like me. All the guys she's brought home, at least they've all.
Oh
been,
yeah, all the guys like mom. The mom's the cool ones. The dad is like, that motherfucker might shoot me.
Mom is the snapshot of the future. That's what it is.
But the girls, they're like, oh, your mom is really scary.
No, the guys are worried. Like, I might have to fight this dad at one point.
They might have to fight me. We'll see.
Yeah.
See, I won't hit a woman, so I mean, unless she comes up cold cocks me. But you know, I'm not gonna sit there and fight one. You know, so that's all Ashley at that point.
That's what I say.
Take this for me.
I think here's how we split this.
I think that's the mindset too.
If a guy, he gets to take it, a girl, I get to take it. That's how I think that's how this dynamic works.
Yeah, it's a girl and we don't like her. You tell her, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a dude, I got a shovel and an alibi, so I'm good.
Let's go talk in the kitchen real quick.
Give him no grasp on the shoulder. Come with me, boy.
I literally live
her,
right on the edge of the desert. And
yeah, I'll tell that story. Yeah.
Just be like, AG's like, I have a whole bear dug already.
But
there's some old mine shafts out here.
This property is insured by Cat and Smith and Wesson.
So here's my thing, right? So you have the desert. That's just a lot of work to dig a fucking hole.
Swamp.
I'm just gonna go find an alligator.
Gators, man.
They digest it all.
See me, I have a lot of taco stands.
Tacos.
Okay,
What
so-
you having for tacos tonight?
He said,
Oh boy.
That's what she said.
So before we wrap this up, because we've got to do that, I got one last thing because Ashley brought it up. It was what she just said about whatever you do to my daughter, I do to you. So my cousin, or whatever, she's 16 at the time, and her boyfriend, I think he was about to turn 18, and it was like their first, like they were going out on a date, and he was coming to pick her up and shit. So we're all sitting around, and it was a Sunday because Saints were playing. And dude shows up at the house. I know it's only preseason, but we beat the Chiefs. Okay,
All right, fuck the preseason, man. It's not real.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Continue on.
Get out of here.
But so he's like, hey man, come out to the garage with me. So we all followed. We're like, oh, this is gonna be good. And he goes and he gives the spew, like what time are you gonna be home? Where are you going? All this other bullshit. I love my daughter or whatever. He goes, and last thing, I want you to remember, whatever you do to my daughter, I will do to you. And turn right the fuck around and kiss this dude on the lips. I don't think I've ever seen a fucking white dude turn Casper that quick in my entire life.
He went up. Yeah.
So we no, like she came home and cussed her dad out. He wouldn't even hold my hand. And they didn't even last a week.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure she got pregnant that night. So
Not that one. No, that wasn't that one.
Who said that night?
Yeah, we'll talk about the down south family later. But
man,
she's what, 36 years old? She just had another kid.
She would have been on that video we watched earlier.
Yes, facts.
Oh my God,
Probably.
I think Go ahead, man.
I want to do that. I wanted to do that with a dude that she brought home, and now I'm like,
you got one more chance. That's
Yeah, I got one more chance.
That's funny because I joke around with Piper now. I'm like, I had 2 kids. I had 2 girls. 50-50. Okay? So don't go rubbing that shit off on your sister. she just laughs.
God damn.
If anything, she's gonna be bi, and I bet you she's gonna have a preference for men.
Wait, what?
I said, if anything, at most, she would be bi, and she would have a preference for men.
So I've already noticed, this is just as a mom, I've noticed subtle differences between you and her at that age. Because, like, we'll be watching a show and she'll say something, oh, he's pretty. And I'm like, yeah, Piper never did that. Piper never did that. JC actually talks about boys who are pretty, so Piper never did that.
Me and Piper go up, but he's like, she's got big tits. I'm like, yep.
Dad, look at that.
That's
now I have to worry
that's
about
my
her.
big thing. Like me, now that she turned 18, I'm like, I can look at chicks with her now.
Yeah, well, he's married, so he's not supposed to. So there's a difference.
Yeah,
you look at guys and go, oh, he's purty.
It's harmless.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I judge men's looks just as much as I do females as well.
I do the same. Yeah.
Like if there's a pleasant looking person, it's a pleasant looking person.
I would do some dirty things to Ryan Reynolds.
To be fair, mine are probably bigger than 90% of the ones they're looking at the bar anyway. So
this is true.
Sexiest Canadian alive.
Facts.
I used to tell my sister's boyfriends when they were in high school that if you touch my sister with your thing, I'll chop it off and make you my girlfriend.
That's cute. I like that.
I like that. And I'm putting that one in the back pocket. My buddy, their adopted uncle or whatever, we had this whole plan that she's going to go on her first date with the dude and all that stuff. He was going to come down and we're going to do the whole bad boys thing and all that good fun stuff or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, now I got to put it off for a few years.
I don't have a problem going back to jail.
Yeah.
We're waiting for JC to come around.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, we got to wrap this shit up though, because I got to go to bed.
Let's wrap
My
it up.
dad's probably ready.
We were
to
only
go to
supposed to
bed
go
too.
2 hours, but we went a full 3, so
I blame Ashley.
over 3.
It's not my fault.
You're like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because
I
he
tried to
asked
cut
if
it off at
I
8:30,
wanted-
but
he asked if I wanted to, and I said I'm fine. If y'all wanted to, that was your prerogative to say something.
Yeah, Dad.
Little miss, I'm not gonna roll out of bed till 8 o'clock in the morning.
I wish.
No, I'm talking to her. All right,
Piper,
Hey, that's
thank you
the
for coming
perfect
on.
time to wake up.
What's up?
I said, Piper, thank you for coming on.
we're gonna have to do a whole thing with her.
We gotta have you as an official guest sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be great.
I will be. Never mind. I was gonna say something, but Mom would get mad at me, so I'm not going to.
No,
Bye.
go ahead and say it.
What did you say?
He said, "Go ahead and say it."
Mom will get mad at me.
Oh, okay. Well,
What? For what?
Because
She can't get mad at you. You have the rest of us on your
she's your
side.
mom. She can only be mad temporarily.
I will be what? What would I get mad about? How often do I get mad?
She was gonna drop an F-bomb.
no other F word.
Oh yeah, no, that's terms of service. That's streaming.
Yeah. We'll all
Not
get
that
mad
one.
at
No,
you.
yep, no.
Yeah.
We'll all
What's
get
the
mad at you.
abbreviation?
No.
Not even the abbreviation.
I don't
Nope.
even know what she's talking about.
You could just say like English cigarette, I guess. I don't know.
Yes. Ashley's lost. Thank you for flying Ashley Airlines. We have reached an altitude that she cannot be reached.
I don't understand.
The F word.
The FAG word.
Yeah, but why would she even say?
word.
I
I
She
don't
doesn't
know.
normally say that word about herself.
I do.
Hey, she does all the time with me.
Yeah, it's not in front of you.
Oh, well.
Hmm.